My name is Steve, and welcome to my shop. I have to apologize, it's been over 2 months since my last video, and I haven't got any excuses. I really haven't gotten out and done much in the shop other than ground a few set of the precision ground flat stones that I sell, and that has really tapered off this summer. I'll have to kind of rejuvenate that for the fall. And I was supposed to go to the Bar Z Summer Bash, but unfortunately American Airlines decided it wasn't that important for me to get there on time, and they changed my flight to a flight that was a day later, and it was going from a different airport that was in excess of 2 hours away. I had already made arrangements to get to the airport, and it just didn't work for me. I would have missed half the event. So I canceled the flight, and as of today I'm still waiting for my refund from American Airlines, which by law they're required to give to me because they canceled the flight. So anyway, in place of that, in place of the bash that weekend, I went to a hardware store. It's out in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and it's my favorite haunt when I'm out there. And they were having an auction. It's a consignment auction, so you never know what's going to show up there. And so I went and bought a bunch of things that I didn't need. One of those being this Craftsman vise made in the USA, and I had no intention of buying it when it started on auction, but when I saw the price that it was going to go for, I decided I couldn't let anybody have it for that money, and so I got in the bidding, and I picked this up for less than $40. It's in good shape. It hasn't been beat up. The only thing was it was missing the crossbar. So that's going to be the project for today's video. I'm going to make up the crossbar. I prepared my material. I've got some 9/16 cold rolled. I've decided to make this about 11 inches long. It's a little bigger than the vices that I have here. And the balls on the end are going to be made out of some 3/4 inch cold rolled. So let's go over to the lathe and see how we do it. Starting out with some 9/16 cold rolled, I'm going to face it, and I've decided the way I'm going to build this is that I'm going to turn each end down back a 1/2 inch to 3/8 of an inch in diameter, and I'm going to thread it with a fine thread, and then I will screw the 3/4 inch material onto that to make the ball ends. I've got 20 thousandths to go to take it down to 3/8 or to 1/2 inch. I'm going to go to 3/8 on it. Three-eighths is 375, so I've still got about 140 thousandths. I'm at 455, I'm going to 375. That leaves, what, 80 thousandths? I'll cut that in half. At 420. Let's take another 40 and see how we do, though we should have a finished cut. Okay, I'm at 375. Right on the money. Put a chamfer on it. I'm going to set up to thread it. Yeah, I'm set up to thread the end of this. Unfortunately, my die holder that I built for the lathe does not accommodate the hex dies, and I happen to have my die for this size is a hex, so I'm just using the tailstock to align the die to get it started. Okay, the first die that I tried was dulled and it would not cut a thread, but I got a new one started. Fortunately, I had a second one in stock that works fine. Okay, now I'm going to turn it around and run it up backwards so that I cut the threads right up to the square shoulder. That should do it. I'll turn it around and do the other side. Okay, I've got both ends of the shaft done. And now I'm going to set up and work on the ball ends. I'll start out by facing off the one end. I'll turn it around and face it to length. This is 3/4 inch diameter cold roll steel. I got about 100 thousandths to take off the length of it. I'm going to make it 3/4 inch long. Okay, just a little bit more. All right, that'll do it. Now I'm going to drill it for 3/8 24. We'll start out and spot drill it. Just going to spot drill it. I'm going to start the tap under power. I put the lathe in back gear. This is a taper tap, and I'll start it in the chuck so that it's nice and straight. Now I'll finish it off by hand with a bottoming tap. I think I'm bottomed out. That's got to be it. I'll take it out of the lathe and go try it. I thought about putting a chamfer on this edge when I was planning this whole thing, and I forgot to do it. It fits on the shaft just fine, but I need a bit of a chamfer so it'll go down and sit hard flush against the shoulder. Okay, let's take it out of the lathe and over to the bench and see how it fits. Got threads on there. And it's nice and flush. So I'll do the other end, and I'll bring you back when we're ready to start machining the ball. I don't have a ball turner, so what I'm going to do is use this 45-degree angle bevel, and I'm going to bevel the front edge, and then I'll cut a chamfer on this face and finish it off with a file. Let's see what it looks like. got her there. Okay, let's go over to the bench and see how it works. I'm pretty happy with the way they turned out. They match all right. I've got that one pretty well jammed on. Let's take and slide it through the vise. And I'm going to set this one with Loctite when I do the final fit up. But let's just try it out. There we go. So that should do it. Well, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you for stopping in and visiting my shop. I appreciate it. I'm not going to promise that I won't go 2 months without another video, but I'm certainly going to try not to. I've got some other projects coming up, and now that it's cooling off a little bit out here in the shop, I can get out to do some more work. Also, coming up, hashtag Rough Cut 2022. And this is a video sponsored by Emma Ritson of Emma's Spare Room Machine Shop, and it's going to be a one-day dump of videos based on making a cutting tool. So it's my intention, I have a pretty good idea what I'm going to do, and it is my intention to give away at least one of the cutting tools. I'm going to make multiples. It's something that I want for the shop, and it's something that I'm looking at maybe producing for my my Etsy store, but I'm going to give one of them away. So don't forget to tune in on October 1st, I believe, is the dump day. All of the YouTubers that are participating will be putting their videos up that day. Hashtag Rough Cut 2022. See you in the next video.